Welcome, Northern Arizona, to our talk show, the only live call-in talk show in Northern Arizona. My name is Desmond. I got some guests with me here today. I'll start with Louie.
Louie Gomez, Prescott Tire Prison Auto Service. How you doing, guys?
Thank you. Bail me out. Thank you. And we got Mark Kroll from.
Hey, I'm Mark from Southwest Truck and RV.
And we got Ken.
And Ken Freund,
Yeah.
the ne'er-do-well.
Awesome. Anyway,
The famous Ken.
The famous Ken. He was just telling us about some of the trails that he'd been on and some of the things he was doing. Is pretty interesting.
Pretty amazing.
So listen, this live call-in talk show, so give us a holler, 928-541-1016. Again, that's 928-541-1016. We're here to answer any of your questions about anything automotive. So what's been new with you guys?
Same old, same old.
Same old, same old.
Yeah,
Crushing
working,
it.
staying busy. You know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a good month so far.
Staying busy. How have you been?
Great. I can't say too much about it, but I'm working towards reestablishing a racetrack in Prescott Valley.
That would be awesome.
That would be huge.
So that's
I need somewhere to play with
We
my
used to be out
S10.
there big time.
Yeah.
We were out there all the time back in the day.
yeah. So that's my little thing.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah, the Brinkley family started that, got it going. It was rocking and rolling, then shut down, and got it going again, and that'd be huge. Huge
Since
for the
I'm
community.
a comparatively new resident, where was the track?
Right there at the dog where the horse race.
Oh, okay.
Arizona Downs.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
packed
actually looking at a
every
house over there.
every Friday and Saturday. It was packed.
Yeah.
Just bleachers were full,
Yeah.
kids having fun, running around.
And we have more people now than we had then, and there's more car guys have moved in than then.
Yep.
What
And
kind
yeah,
of racing were they doing?
So dirt modifieds.
Nice.
And then right now, Gary Sharp, who's my partner over at Prescott Auto Body, he started the BMX track out there, and that's really huge.
Yeah.
They're big sanction now. They're doing really, really good
Yeah.
with that. That whole that's just an area just sitting out there. We can make something really big out of it.
That's what I'm hoping for. And
Yeah.
it's probably going to start with go-karts
Yeah.
in different classes.
So using the current horse track you have now is a mile
Well,
track, right?
that hasn't been decided yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just starting discussions, but hopefully, the nice thing about go-karts is it's a thing that parents can do with their children
Sure.
and get them involved in the sport. And if they're racing go-karts and they're spending all their money in that, they don't have money for drugs.
Exactly.
And the go
It
karts
keeps
really
them
are.
busy.
The go karts really ain't that bad. I picked up my grandson a couple of go karts for him to go play with, and I want to say maybe $500, $800, something like that, and they were race ready to go.
Yeah, you can get
Wow.
started for.
And
That's
he
a
was
good
out
deal.
having a
Yeah.
blast.
That's cheaper than some bicycles.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And try doing it in the real cars. That
Yeah.
gets really expensive.
Yeah. When I was 14, I did a little bit of go-kart racing. And if you're familiar with Open carts, I drove 124 miles an hour.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Those will wear you out. I've been down to Bondurant a few times to the track down there, and I thought, okay, I got this. After about 4 laps, you were wore out.
And the shifter carts are insane.
Yeah.
I drove a Formula Hayabusa. You know what that is? It has a Hayabusa motorcycle.
bicycle, yeah.
It's like a 195 horsepower go-kart. Oh, my God.
And you're on the ground,
yeah.
literally on the
That's
ground.
Right.
You got a pebble that comes up to scrape your butt.
I did a go-kart one time, and somehow I was sitting on top of the clutch, but I was winning. I didn't want to stop, and so I got this nasty scar on my hip from the clutch burning into me. But
Ooh. Still have it.
Yes,
Dang.
still.
Did
It's
you
been
did
20
you
years.
win though?
We don't
did.
want to see it.
Well, there you go. Then it's
Yeah,
worth the
put your
tattoo.
pants back
Whatever it
on.
takes to win, buddy. Whatever it takes to
Right.
win.
How fun.
Right on. Well, again, folks, give us a holler, 928-541-1016. We're here to answer any of your questions, anything automotive.
What do you guys think of the weather lately? Hasn't it been
We
nice?
needed it. Oh, my goodness.
Last night's rain was very beneficial.
Yeah. I live in downtown Prescott, and we got 1.6 the night before. And Ken, you got what, 1.3
1.38 last night.
last night?
Yeah, after 6 p.m.
Wow.
So we had about 0.82, I think, the day before.
Okay.
I got a love-hate relationship with the rain. I love it. We need it. But I just did a bunch of dirt work in my yard, so when it rains, and then my dog brings all that mud in, and
Yeah.
of course she jumps on the bed, and
Oh, my God.
I'm cleaning up mud for a month.
That's why we have wives.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get shot on that
Oh,
one.
there you
I'm
go.
telling you, I was just like, oh,
Right.
lordy.
This one's going to go good.
We'll get caught. We'll light up the screen.
Angels going to like this.
That was Louis Gomez that said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's been new in your shop, Mark? how's your new technicians
Well,
and advisors?
learning,
Nice.
training, which is I'm a big believer in that, and it's paying off.
Absolutely.
Sure does.
We had a really nice deal on a motorhome that we put out over last week. Needed a whole cooling system.
Ooh, that can get rough.
It was rough,
Right on.
Yeah.
but finally for the first time it's cooling properly,
Nice.
and the customer's happy, and it's fairly vintage. I want to tell you, 2002 or something like that.
What was it?
That's
What
crazy
kind?
that you call that vintage. That's what my grandson calls my 2001 S10. He goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's your old truck."
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen here, you little.
Right? My kid's the same way.
What
I
kind of
remember
chassis
when that was new.
It's on a Freightliner chassis. It's a now
Was
you're
it a
going
Caterpillar
from
or a Cummins?
Cummins.
Right on. But you got it handled. Hey, we got a call. Will has a 2000 F-150. What's going on with your F-150, Will?
Hi, you guys. I love listening to you, getting all the advice. So I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate what you do every Saturday. And I really like the girls, too, when they have their show.
They're
Awesome.
Anyway,
they look way better than
so
us too.
Yes.
My brakes are feeling kind of spongy. That it's hard to explain, but so like kind of soft, and I have to. Sometimes if I pump it, it feels like it's reacting properly, you know. Otherwise, it seems kind of soft. And my wife drove it yesterday, and she felt the same thing. So, do you think that's like the master cylinder or something? Or
Well,
I'm just
usually
kinda
a master
wondering. I've
could
never
be
had any
if
trouble with them
if
before.
it's bypassing with a master cylinder. If you're set in an idle, just sitting there, your pedal starts going down a little bit. That'd be more of your master cylinder bypassing. This could be as easy as just bleeding your brakes and putting new fluid in it. How many miles do you have on it?
I was thinking.
Oh, it's like over 200,000.
You know, it might be as easy as just a brake flush. Seriously.
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
putting
get-
new fluid in there.
Yeah,
It's
get-
not just a sales
yeah,
pitch.
the fluid does break down over time, and like at our shop, we recommend doing it at least every other brake job. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And putting the right brake fluid in. But it might be something that simple. A simple brake inspection will tell you, 'cause you look and see if there's leaks. If there was a leak, I think for sure you'd be feeling that pedal drop big time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fluid level in the reservoir is not going down. Is that right?
Well, I don't think so. I haven't noticed any changes within this year, so I don't think so.
The thing is, with a quarter century on that, and there's a very good chance that the fluid was old, and the cups in the master cylinder are starting to go bad. I would
be.
say that if it's not leaking fluid externally, which it probably when you start getting an external leak like a hose crack or something, the pedal goes down fast.
Right.
So if it just kind of sinks and feels spongy, and it happened without any repairs being done, I would say you might be getting to the end of the master cylinder,
Yeah.
which is not that big of a deal.
No, not at all in that car.
Okay. Well,
And
due
a
to
power
you guys,
flush.
I go to Auto Works, and I really love them,
Awesome.
and I appreciate them, and I trust them. So I'll bring it in to have you guys check it out.
We
Thank you so
appreciate it. Hey,
much.
thanks for the call.
Thanks.
Thanks for the call, Will.
Okay.
Hey, we got another call. Wow, look at that. Carl has a question. He wants opinion on AMSOIL.
Yes,
What do
hello.
you-
This is Carl. I have a question about a specific brand of oil.
Uh-huh.
It's called AMSOIL. Comes in a gray bottle, red and blue letters.
Yeah.
I read about I read their literature, and they have done, they say, studies where they put it in taxi cabs in New York City, so it gets pretty abused. And they took an engine and they ran it 50,000 miles, and another one they ran 100,000 miles on a single oil change, and sent the oil to an independent lab to be tested, and it was perfectly fine and all that. My question is it possible for
Yes.
an engine oil to be that good,
Yes.
to last that long?
Yeah, it is. They do sell AMSOIL up here. There's a dealer that's down in Wilhoit that we dealt with for many years. Some customers love this stuff and they live by it. It's very expensive. Each quart's probably $35, $40 a quart.
Yes, exactly.
The thing is when you got to change your filter out. I recommend at least changing the oil filter out every 5,000 miles.
Okay.
AMSOIL and so I was at SEMA. This is many years ago. Remember Slick 50?
Yep.
Yeah.
When that stuff came out.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're at SEMA, right? And we're in the central hall, and they had 4 engines lined up there. And they had AMSOIL in there. They had Slick 50. They had BG additive, and they had Winds. I remember all 4 of them. And it was an independent place doing it. So they filled these things with oil. They ran them. Then they dropped the oil pans.
Okay.
Yep. And the AMSOIL was going 2 days later. Everything else burned up within an hour. So that was just a coating with no oil in it. It's like, holy smoke. This was live in plastic. You know what I mean? It's like, and this is 25, 30 years ago. It did make a believer out of me, but I can't spend that much on oil. I change all my stuff every 5,000 miles, you know, even with Mobile One.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would like to chime in. This is Ken. I've done a lot of studying on motor oils over the years. I don't know if you ever follow Lake Speed Jr. is his name, and he has a Motor Oil Geek on YouTube.
Okay.
I would recommend watching that a lot, and he tests all this stuff, and AMSOIL is very good, and as Louis said, it is very expensive, and if you're not bound to that brand, you can actually save a lot of money and get just about almost the same oil protection if you buy the synthetic oil, the house brand from Walmart, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's done tests. The poor AMSOIL dealer locally, he's probably I hope he's not listening to this.
Yeah, right.
But I believe in trying to save people money.
Sure.
And you get very good results with the house brand of motor oils at Walmart, and the synthetic Lake Speed tested that against AMSOIL, and it was very comparable. And
Interesting.
And one of the things about like taxi cab service, it is tough, but starting and stopping and cold starts and engine off and restarting is actually harder on the engines than just letting them run. Yeah.
Right.
And so fleets of engines that run like almost 24 hours a day just shut off for maybe refueling or checking the oil. Actually, it actually is less wear and tear on the engine and on the motor oil than a normal daily routine.
So I've had a couple of customers that have came in, and surprisingly, it just occurred to me they've all been Fords, but they run that AMSOIL, and all of them have in the 300,000 range when they're getting their first transmission, and I've torn them apart and they've been really super clean.
Yeah.
And just a mechanical failure, and they demand AMSOIL back in there when I'm done, and hey, no problem. So it looked like it did a good job. I'm agreeing with everybody else here. It's like, man, that's a lot of money, though. And I'm too picky on my maintenance to let it go. And then so to spend that kind of money and keep a regular maintenance program, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and my experience with our customer base is the same. We got, I don't know, a few percent that are AMSOIL and they're believers. And we even had the AMSOIL rep come by and try to get us to sign on, and it was too much.
Yeah.
And I've known a lot of people that get 300,000 miles out of their vehicles, be it a car or a pickup truck, just by regular oil changes with regular conventional oil, not even using synthetic. A lot of these engines will go 300,000.
Oh, yeah.
Not even breaking a sweat. And if you're maybe really babying them and using high-grade synthetics and driving them right, you're looking more at 500,000 miles.
Well, I can tell you that I personally have had a few. I'm a Chevy guy. I love my Chevys. I don't care for the new ones too much. But I've had 3 Chevy trucks. All of them went 300,000 original, everything.
Yeah.
I do synthetic oil, but I am absolutely religious on every maintenance aspect of that car.
Yeah.
Even today, my Dodge truck, my oil filter says Mopar. I'm meticulous, but I'm not nice. Like Ken's talking about babying them, and I'm sideways everywhere I go, and it's got 220,000 on it.
I'd
It's still
rather be
purring like a
grandpa.
kitten.
But 300,000 is the new 100,000.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true with all the
gosh.
tolerances on these engines.
I hope we helped you, Carl. We got to take a
absolutely.
break, but the AMSOIL is good stuff if you want to spend the money. I think everybody here agrees there's nothing bad to say about AMSOIL,
Zero to say
and you
bad.
just got to make it make sense to you. financially.
Yeah,
All right, I love
it's
the show,
just
guys.
a
Listen
cost.
every week. Thank you very much.
It's a
Thanks.
cost-benefit thing, and if you don't want to be changing the oil every 5,000 miles, that would be the way to go.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
All right,
gonna
thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
take our first break here. See you on the other side. 928-541-1016. We're here to answer your questions. And we're back. Um, we were just talking about Bonneville and crashing. That sucks to hear that somebody passed away. But I'll tell you what, I told my wife, if I'm doing something stupid like that, don't feel bad for me. If I die crashing my truck at 180 miles an hour, don't feel bad. I died happy.
Yeah.
And we
the
were just
people that
talking
do
about
that
we're
love
talking
it.
about oils and all that stuff, and we were talking about the gentleman that lost his life. He's trying to hit 300 miles an hour, but your friend set a record at what, 4?
Danny Thompson.
Yeah.
That's Mickey Thompson's son.
Okay,
Right on.
And he set the high speed for the meet this year, 437.
that's
Wow.
insane.
And
That
his
is insane.
Streamliner was the top car of the meet. He set another record. I think he went 458 with a higher class car. What was it, about 2 years ago, and that was a rebuild of one of his father's cars from 1968.
Really?
Yeah,
I can't even fathom that. I've been 200 miles an hour once in my life. That is insanely fast. People
Yeah.
don't realize.
The fastest I've been is like 130,
yeah.
and that was
I ran a big
400.
gas Lakester at Bonneville, and I only got up to 191, but it was pretty exciting because it was real rutted.
yeah.
The track, it was the last day, and the track was so rutted. I actually spun. I went through the traps backward at 191 while I was spinning.
That's why you have gray hair.
Wow!
I couldn't imagine.
That was Bill Summers' car. Bill was a good friend of mine. He built a 4-engine Streamliner in 1965 that went 409 miles an hour.
In 1965.
In 65, held the world land speed record for something like 27 years, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then another friend of mine, Al Teague, he went 437, I think it was, on one engine.
Wow.
In 1991, 92.
And I saw Brittany Force just broke the dragster record,
Yeah.
343.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
in 1,000 feet. They shortened the track so that people
Yeah.
wouldn't go so fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
It
sure
was-
did, because they couldn't stop them.
It was well, they were going so fast it was out of control, and tires were flying apart, and everything was going.
Yeah.
So they went from 1,320 feet down to 1,000 feet, thinking that would slow them down.
Just kidding.
And now they're going faster than they
Going
were
faster.
before.
Just
Can you
insane.
imagine that though? A 3-second,
Yeah.
what was it, 3.43,
Yeah.
and 1,000 feet? That's just
Yeah,
insane
yeah.
at 340 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been to like Las Vegas or North Carolina where they're running four at a time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would, and we go to Phoenix all the time for the drags. But I couldn't rent that rumble. I got to go to Vegas just to hear it and be right there to see that. Would be insane.
I want to take my grandson. He's never been to the dragsters,
Oh, you got to bring it.
and I want to bring him out so bad. I'm waiting for the next when the big boys come.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to take him out there and
Well,
let
let
him
me
feel
know.
it.
Let me know. I can
Yeah.
get you some tickets.
I
John
wanna-
Force.
just
John
let me know.
Force, they send us tickets every year,
Outstanding.
and we get to be in the suite. You know, all that happy stuff.
Dude, that's amazing. Yes, remember me? I want to go. 2 tickets, me and my grandson.
Yep. A lot of fun.
We have a good time. He does everything with me. We go shooting. I just took him out shooting last weekend.
Oh, how'd that go? That's right. You took your whole team out there.
Yes, yeah. So my guys had an amazing month. I took them out to we rented out the Insight shooting range, and my little grandson, 12, fell in love with my 9mm.
Oh,
My goodness, he was just popping them off. He didn't want to play with his 22 anymore.
right.
And he even shot my 45 a couple of times. He's been bugging me for years to shoot that gun, and I'm like, no, buddy, you're going to eat it.
right.
No, he didn't. He held on, but 2 shots, he was like, okay, I'm good. Give me the 9. And
We got a phone call up there, boss.
awesome. Okay. Whoa, hey, we got Prescott Councilman Ted on the phone. Manufacturers going out of business. What's going on?
Well, I listen once in a while. I watch a YouTube, and I'll see YouTube that say that Nissan, Audi, Volkswagen are going out of business. And when you talk about day supply, you're seeing things like 200, 300, 400 days supply on those cars, some of which are even BMWs and Mercedes-Benz. So my question is, what's going on in the car industry that long-time manufacturers like Nissan and Audi would be talk about going out of business?
They're building cars that suck.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it.
Right now, Nissan's going through a class action suit.
Like 18 of them.
Yeah, a bunch of them because the motors, and we've gone through a few of these engines. And extended warranties will cover the first one. The second one they won't cover. 2011 through 2014 Nissans and the Rogues. So there's three vehicles right there with the same engine they're going. So they just got to pull their heads out of their you-know-whats and start coming back down. I haven't heard of them going out of business, but I'm hearing about a lot of class action suits. And we have a lot of our customers that we put these motors in and get a motor from Nissan. Right now, you can't get one of those Nissan motors anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
We used to, so those CVT transmissions, I used to build them, and the best I could get buying everything from Nissan was an 80% success rate. At 5%, I go out of business.
Right.
So we started buying them from Nissan. And the last 3 that we had fail under warranty from Nissan wouldn't cover them. I don't even let Nissans in my shop anymore.
Yeah.
Don't come into my shop if you have
Yeah.
a CVT. I mean, no disrespect, but I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you
There's
to
too much
Nissan
liability.
to go fight it out with them. But that you want to know the honest truth. I mean, there's a reason I'm keeping my 19 Dodge with 220,000 miles that I beat to death, and I set aside $15,000. And when I blow my engine, I'll buy a new engine. When I blow the tranny, I'll build it. And I'm going to keep fixing it. These new cars
you can't
are
say
not.
blow a tranny anymore.
No.
Yeah. Bleep, bleep.
Bleep, bleep,
I got
But-
a couple things to add.
Okay.
This is PV Councilman Ken Freund. So I used to work a long time ago, I used to work for Volkswagen, Porsche Audi's national headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
And even back then, the corporate culture wasn't very good. They would not, the Germans were so thick-headed, and I have German ancestry, but it didn't matter. They didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't consider me a German, but even though I spoke German. But anyway, so they had a good old boys network, and they used to go drinking every day at lunchtime, and sometimes they wouldn't even make it back after lunch. And they made a lot of bad decisions. And that, I don't know how it is now, the culture, but generally the German, Audi is part of a Volkswagen group, and they have this attitude: why make something simpler than you can make it complicated? And
That's been a fact forever.
yeah, even in
Yeah.
World War II, their equipment was so complicated you couldn't repair it in the field.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's this the corporate attitude, and then they got sideways with that Dieselgate.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
and they had set a goal to become like the #1 company ahead of Toyota.
Oh.
And then they got sideways, and part of it was they were pushing all these diesels, these wonder diesels, but then they got caught. And so instead of gaining market share, they lost a bunch of billions of dollars in legal fees and lawsuits and stuff and buybacks and everything. So they lost all their momentum. Then you have the Trump tariffs, and those are raising hell with the imported cars. And so they have made a lot of the imported cars that were already overpriced. With the socialism in Europe, the cost of building cars is very high. And unlike China or South Korea or something like that, where they can build them cheap, so they're not competitive price wise. They've become so complicated that they're hard to repair, and they don't hold up, over the years, and so people are starting to wise up to that. And then you have Nissan kind of had some bad leadership with Carlos Ghosn. In charge of it. He made a lot of bad decisions, and they tried to team up with some other companies, and that didn't go well. And
I just saw that that deal with Honda fell through.
Yeah, so they've made some alliances that didn't work out, and so they lose all their corporate momentum, and and with all these recalls and these engine failures and stuff, they lose their reputation. And then they start losing sales and market share. So it's like a snowball effect.
Yeah, a lot of those cars that are over in Europe that are here in America, they don't sell them in Europe.
Yeah.
They're specialties for right here. You know? So that's a big thing right there too.
And there's two more things. One is electrification. A lot of these companies went all in on modifying their fleet to go to all electric, and then that kind of lost its momentum and fell apart. And now they're stuck with all these vehicles that they either can't sell or have to almost give away.
Yeah.
Again, there go the corporate profits. And then they had to retool, and that cost billions. There's a whole bunch of factors that are going on at once. And then a slight pullback in the world economy, and people haven't with all the inflation and stuff, people haven't had the spending power and haven't felt confident in buying. The consumer confidence has gone down. The market was crazy, and then you got fuel prices, and then the Chinese are building all these like BYD electric cars and stuff that are killing all the other electric cars.
Yeah.
And so the Chinese are flooding the market with these cheap and pretty good electric cars that's taking that market over. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I apologize, Ted, if you want to hang on. We got to take a break, and on the other side of the break we'll continue this conversation. I think it's a worthwhile conversation to have. So hang tight for a second.
I got a couple more questions.
Awesome. Okay, we'll be back right after this break. And again, one more time, 928-541-1016 for any calls. Talk to you in a little bit. And we're back. And again, you guys should hear the conversations we have when we go to break. There's some interesting conversations.
Well, thank God you put your pants back on.
Come on, you like my scar. But no, we were just talking about and kind of continuing on with that conversation of why are these manufacturers in trouble. Quality control has gone to the wayside after COVID. I kind of believe that COVID was an excuse for people to push it and to cut staff and to try to get more profitable. And then we throw in the day of we're in the age of information. Everything is known around the world in an instant. And right now, I think that's where all these class action lawsuits are coming from. People go, hey, I'm having this problem. Hey, me too. Hey, me too, me too. And next thing you know, bam, there's a class action lawsuit. And whenever you get lawyers involved, it turns ugly quick.
Yeah.
But so what were the other questions you had?
Well, maybe
sir?
we don't have enough lawyers. Maybe we need more lawyers.
Hey.
Shh, no, we don't.
What other kind of questions did you have?
Shakespeare said, "First kill all the lawyers."
So what other?
And
you
the second
mentioned
one's a
CVT
politician.
transmission. What is it about the CVT transmission that makes it fail at such an early
CVT
stage? And
transmission.
why don't they just get rid of it?
Yeah, we've been wondering that. Us in the industry, the transmission world, we're wondering why they are still attempting this. This is a failed design. So basically, in a regular transmission, you have clutches that engage a gear. In a manual transmission, you manually lock in a gear with the slider. CVTs don't lock in. They have this giant snake-like belt that slips on hardened, we call them UFOs. They look like UFOs, upside-down UFOs. And if you've ever had like a snowplow or a quad or a Razor or Can-Am, the belt on those machines, it's the same thing. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm changing the belt in my Can-Am every about 500 to 1,000 miles. And it's not that easy in a Nissan CVT. It's a few $1,000s. And the prices went through the roof, so now it's more in the $6,000-$7,000 range to change that belt. That car, what did it for me, the last one was a late pour. I felt so bad for this lady. 2016 Nissan Sentra, she was getting her fourth transmission at 83,000 miles.
Oh, wow.
Kiss my, you gotta go. Get rid of this car.
Yeah.
And for the first time in my career, I've never told somebody, I never tell people to get rid of cars. I just I share with them how I judge a car. And for the first time in my career, when people go, well, what should I do with it? You should get rid of it. You should dump this. You take your loss, get it out of here. Don't waste any more money. Go buy something that's not CVT. And that's sad. And I hate telling people that. And I hate bashing a company, but you know, I still what set it in stone for me was watching the CEO of Nissan hollering and hooting and carrying on about the CVT transmission and how bad it is. And the CVT transmission is made by Jacko, that is owned by Nissan, which is, you know, the same company. I'm like, you're yelling that your product sucks, but you're going to blame it on everybody else because not everybody's in the industry and knows, you know, the who's in bed with who. So, yeah, the CVTs are just terrible. Terrible.
There's another question.
Okay.
Once in a while on YouTube, I think this guy's name is Scotty. He's a mechanic and talks about cars.
Scotty Kilmer?
And I think, yeah, that's right.
With the arms waving?
Yeah, all the way, yeah. Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Well, I think he was talking about how you mentioned electric cars and BYD. He was talking about an electric car, maybe a Tasker that used to retail at 65, but they're selling at 35 now. What's going on with EVs?
So the world is figuring out that we don't have the infrastructure to support an all-electric fleet. And I mean, I love the idea. I'm a conservative. I'll say that from the beginning, but I love the idea of trying to save this planet. And there is no doubt that global warming is real and all this stuff is real. I love the thought process behind it, but with California trying to ban everything, thankfully Trump just killed that. But trying to ban everything, I mean, they're already going through brownouts. There already is not enough electricity to go around, and then we're going to mandate that everybody have an electric vehicle. That takes 6 or 8 hours to charge.
And look what it takes to make a battery.
Yeah, and look at what it and all the lithium and everything that has to be mined and
Yeah, and then look at a picture of a lithium mine and tell me how environmentally sensitive EVs are.
Even worse is the cobalt extraction.
Yes.
That's where they have all the child slave labor and everything.
Yeah.
But it is changing because the solid state batteries aren't using all that stuff, and then they're coming out with more efficient drivetrains. So the future, it's going to make all the ones that we have now obsolete very soon.
Yeah.
I agree. But I love the
hydrogen
outside
too.
of the box thinking, and that's something I tell my grandson all the time. Buddy, don't lose your imagination.
Yeah.
Your generation has got to deal with this nonsense, and it's going to take some outside of the box thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
So I love it.
What
But
do you do with the old batteries?
yeah, that's the conundrum. You send them in to be recycled. They can recycle, what was it, about 85% of it, 90% of it?
It ain't cheap.
But it ain't cheap. Yeah.
And a lot of times it ain't done.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. So then we're polluting more.
We should send them to California.
Let them have them all.
Or just to Biden's house.
Thanks a lot, guys.
No
All right,
problem.
buddy.
Thanks for
Hey,
calling
thanks
in,
for the
Ted.
call.
We
Enjoy the
appreciate
show.
it.
All right.
Uh,
We appreciate you.
That was an interesting conversation. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a liberal. I'm not a let's hold hands and sing kumbaya, but we got to do something. And this market, the industry is just shifting so fast. It's insane.
Well, I consider myself an outdoorsman and therefore a conservationist.
Okay.
And conservative is conservation. That's part of it, what it is. You know, we care about what our children and our grandchildren's world is going to be like.
100%.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I tell my grandson all the time, man, I feel bad for you, buddy. I'm going to be pushing up daisies, but you got to deal with this.
Yeah. Oh,
And
let me tell you, with the water situation, don't get me started.
Yeah.
I keep hearing that we have plenty of water.
Depends on who you listen to.
Right.
Okay. Well, I know that one of the houses that I was just looking at, I passed on because of the well issue.
Yeah. So over 500 wells have gone dry in our area.
Wow. Where are you at? Are you on the 89?
I live off 89A.
That's where I was looking at.
Yeah.
Going towards Mingus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the wells along that perimeter of the hills are going dry. All the Coyote Springs wells are going dry. All the Williamson Valley wells are going dry.
Oof.
And they're building more houses left and right. Left
Well,
and right.
yeah, the answer to water shortage is to build more, right?
Yeah. And where our shop is, I have 3 wells there.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah,
10 feet down.
Yeah.
We put a sign up. It's pouring. But that's that area. Just
Yeah.
the area we're at. Not around that. We're
No.
just down there and,
I think it's time for a break.
Yep.
Is it really? Oh, I apologize. I forgot. I'm sorry. Okay, folks, we're going to go to another break. Give us a holler on the other side, 928-541-1016. Again, 928-541-1016. See you on the other side. And we're back. Again, folks, 928-541-1016. And although Tom hasn't texted me or called yet to scream at me, I forgot to announce all the people. So John Lonis from AutoWorks, he's not here. He's playing hooky today.
Yep.
We've got to pay the advertising. So
is it possible you would find a jerk at AutoWorks today or not?
he's not there today.
To defend himself. He can't defend himself.
Yeah, I know. Poor John. We always pick on it, but we love him.
It's all good
And then
stuff.
we got Louie from Prescott Tire Pro.
An auto service, yeah.
Yeah, and Auto Service. Mark Kroll from Southwest Truck and RV.
Yeah,
And-
we do the right job, done right at the right price.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then I have Prescott Valley Transmissions, your hassle-free zone for car repair. I actually got my guys working today. I'm terrible.
Oh.
No, we're doing cleanup. We're getting ready to pour another slab and put up another, like a motorhome lift.
Oh, nice.
A giant 18,000-pound four-post lift. And I was like, we need all these cores put up in the...
I have 2 of those.
Nice.
Yep.
I got 2 of them, too, but none of them are up.
Okay.
They're brand new, sitting on a rack for a year. It's like...
No, I'm sorry. Mine is 16,000.
Nice. Nice. So anyway, give us a holler. So paid the bills with the advertising. I hope everybody's happy. I apologize. 928-541-1016. Again, that's 928-541-1016. And so we were talking about training earlier and all this new stuff that's coming out and how this industry is shifting and the training that these guys go through. I got to assume that you sent a bunch of technicians to this latest class from O'Reilly's and stuff last week, and you guys did, and my guys go constantly. I'm going to be going to the Powertrain Expo at the end of September, or is it the beginning of September? I don't remember. I got my flight booked to stay up to date with all this new stuff, and I mean that's a big challenge for us as owners.
Sure.
And we have got to give our guys these tools. We got to decipher what is worthwhile investing our time and energy into, and then getting our team to buy into it and
we're in
commit
the
to
independent markets. We're working on every make, model, and year out there.
Yes.
So we're constantly in school, constantly training, constantly in everything.
Everything.
Yeah, and the industry's moving at light speed, and
It's insane.
And the
it's
manufacturers.
hard to even keep up, much less get ahead.
Well, not only that,
Tell
we
us
have
about the O'Reilly's training.
the manufacturer. Well, O'Reilly's and Napa and all them do training, so they get together, and it costs us about $200 an employee. We have sit there for 5 hours. They feed us dinner and learn what are the AC diagnostic, so forth, so on.
Yeah.
So they've been doing that for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
The last 25 years. That's huge, though. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and
With all
it's
that
in
stuff.
every aspect of the business. Every segment could be AC, brakes.
Yeah.
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 The thing that's shocking to me is all the classes that I've been to, you see 20 or 30 people. And it's like, why?
Where's the rest of 'em?
Yeah, where's the rest of this industry?
Yeah.
Which is scary.
Well, you know what I'm finding out, because I talk to the guys holding the classes, some shops won't pay for them.
That's insane.
It's like
Yeah.
you got to be insane. You have to get your guys.
But
in
Yeah.
school.
as an owner, either you pay for them or you pay for them.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I used to actually teach those kind of classes for Champion Spark Plug Company.
Yeah.
I used to train the technicians on electronic ignitions and misfire detection and all that stuff.
Oh
That
yeah.
was fast.
Yeah, I used to put after evening classes on.
Yeah, they're huge. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And there's not one I've ever been to that I don't learn something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You learn
The
so
moment you
much.
stop learning, you're done.
Right.
You're
Kind of like if owners don't pay for the training, it's like our clients not paying for maintenance. Either you pay or you pay. So
Yeah.
if you're not doing maintenance, you're not keeping up with training,
one of my
somebody's paying.
Once every 2 years, they have a big deal down in Phoenix. Well, it's just a class, and there's hundreds that show up to it. So I pay for the guys for hotels. It's Friday. I close down that Friday. Well, we just run a skeleton crew. But all the techs and my service riders are there. 3-4 day. It's a 3-day class. They learn. You take your AC or your diagnostic or whatever you want to take, and they learn so much.
What is that one?
Um,
It's not swap, is it?
No, it's not Swap. If I heard the
Okay.
name, I would know what it is. But that big casino down there by the racetrack by Firebird,
Yeah,
they do it right over there.
that's where swap does theirs
Okay,
too.
then it's Swap.
Okay.
It's probably Swap.
AC Delco used to do something like that too. Do they
Yeah,
still do that?
They still do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I took a bunch of those.
I can
Yeah.
tell you that in my interviewing process and my culture of my shop, I tell all my guys, I don't care what you want to go to, you find it, I'll pay for it. If you're not participating in training, you're probably not going to be in my shop long.
Yeah.
We have to be.
You have to.
We have to. This stuff is not nice to work on.
No.
I walk out there and I look at some of the stuff my guys are working on, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad it's you, not me.
Yeah.
But hey, we got to take another break. I can't believe that he's yelling at me this time. Yeah, so we'll see you on the other side of the break. 928-541-1016. Awesome, and we're back. Okay, so again, I think this is our final segment, isn't it? Yeah. So we got about 7 minutes left. It's 928-541-1016. And again, the conversations during the breaks are amazing. We were talking about training and all the stuff that we have to go through, and you were talking about your tire training.
Yeah, TA.
Yep. And I was talking about the Tennessee trips and the SEMAs and all that good stuff. What you have to do. I mean,
What we get to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a better way of saying it, because I do feel blessed. I love what I do, and I get to work with my lady every single day. So, I mean,
Same here. Very blessed.
how much better does it get?
And we all seem to be operating successful shops, and it may be tied together. Could be. It's not a coincidence.
Right, probably.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But anyway, so if you guys have any questions in this last segment, give us a holler, 928-541-1016. But anyway, so I've seen all these, we were talking about class action lawsuits. I see the Chevy's going through a bunch of them, Nissan's going through a bunch of them. I heard Honda was starting to have some issues with engines.
Even Toyota.
I tell
Toyota's
you,
had a lot of problems.
I tell you, it's just, and in a way, I'm happy. I feel blessed because the outrageous prices of these cars, the high interest rates, nobody can afford a new car, or they're very few.
Yeah.
And what they're buying is junk, so people are fixing their cars, which means
Hyundai and Kia, they're going through the same thing too.
Yep,
You know,
with
they're
their
having lots of
engines.
issues.
And so's GM with the whole transmission thing, which
Oh.
is just, it's a tragedy. You can't get them. You can't get them from GM dealers. Independent shops like yours, Des, can't seem to find a way to take care of these customers. I don't know what they're going to do.
So we
I just keep a couple of backups. I got my 55, I got my 72, my 73. If that don't work, I'll just fire up the Harley.
So shops like me, and I guess I don't know if I'm a trendsetter or what, because I never see any of the other shops up here in these stuff, but I am always on the hunt. What is the new? How are we fixing these? We finally got a fix for that Allison, 10-speed Allison, finally. Did you hear about that? Locking up the wheels while you're driving down the
Yeah,
highway,
yeah, in
towing
fact,
the fifth wheel. What could go
I
wrong
sent
there?
that to Tom. Yeah.
There you go. I got it in front of me on the laptop.
Yeah.
GM releases new generation valve body for 10-speed lockup transmission fix.
There's been a fix for a while. As long as the housing wasn't broken, there's been a fix for a few months now, where you could bore out the valves, do a couple of different shift kits.
And the problem is us getting the information too.
Yes.
And that's what we fight over all the time. That's what we all donate to, because the manufacturers want to keep it to themselves. They don't
Yeah.
want to give it to us, and we're fighting for that.
Well,
Yes.
it starts out that they don't want to admit to the problems.
Right.
They don't want people to know about them because they're more likely to come in to get the thing fixed
Yeah.
if they
Well-
know that there's a problem.
And the consumer owns a part of that. That's a pet peeve of mine. I'm very open. I'm very transparent. I don't hide things. When we make a mistake, I fess up to it, and I own it, and I do what it takes to make it right. But I can't tell you how many times I've had it thrown in my face later, and it's like, would you rather me lie to you? Would you rather me give you some baloney story?
Right.
Yeah.
Or do you want the truth? Nobody's perfect. Last time I tried to walk on water, I sank. I don't know about you guys.
No, I sing fast.
But let's work together. We
Right.
got to solve a problem. And oh man, he's already cracking the whip. 1 minute left. Man, this hour flew by today.
Yeah.
Well, when Ken comes, he's got more stories than the Empire State Building.
I'm
so-
telling you.
Time's fun when you're having flies.
Yeah. I love when he gets here.
So again, I'm going to go over our sponsors. We got Louis, Prescott Valley, Prescott Tire Pros. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
not building up.
Prescott Valley. Hey, you going to open another store?
No. No.
We got Mark over here, Southwest Truck and RV. Job done right.
Have a good one.
Awesome. We got Ken visit us. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate you. John is playing hooky from Auto Works, where you won't find jerks over there. And then again, I'm Desmond with Prescott Valley Transmissions. We got about 15 seconds left. You guys want to say goodbye to
Thanks for all the
anybody?
calls. It's been a great day, guys.
Thank you. It's
Enjoy
a
your
great
weekend.
one. Have a good week. It's going to be a great week to have.
Yeah.
There you go. I stole your thunder.
You stole it. Thank you, guys. And again, thanks for all the calls. You guys have a great weekend.